All right. Well, welcome to the next edition of Meet the Band, leading up to our first annual Future of Rock Festival coming up on May 17th. And with me are Robert and Angel of Make Believe Residency. So welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
How about we do just quick introductions?
My name is Angel. This is Rob.
Nice.
I'm Rob. This is Angel. We're Make Believe Residency. I play drums and
I play bass, or you play guitar.
We switch around. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
you.
depends.
I met you as a drummer, I believe, right? You mostly played drums at School of Rock.
Yeah. But this band, I guess I'm mostly on bass now.
Nice. So how about just take us back to your origin stories as a musician? Like what got you interested in music? When did you first start either taking lessons or performing or whatever got you going?
Well, I sort of just picked up the drums because of the bands I was listening to at the time. I was really drawn to the instrument, and I started building a kit when I was about 13, and I couldn't afford to progress in building it, so I kind of just stopped, and that whole drumming phase kind of fell out, and I came back to it later on. But at the same time, I tried learning guitar, and that was all at School of Rock. I only did guitar at School of Rock though. I've always been self-taught with the drums, but after School of Rock, I told myself that I wanted to dedicate whatever music thing comes up next to just drums specifically. So me and my friend Lucas, the guitarist of our band, formed this band, and we invited Robert and our singer Georgia to join. And
Awesome. How about you?
I started out doing music. I think everything kind of started from School of Rock. I guess.
Did you start with a camp or something, or?
No. I it's kind of I don't know. It was in middle school. I was going through a bit of a rough patch, and I think my mom could see that, and she was like, I need to find
Something.
and then so I guess I don't remember exactly how she found that place, but I don't even know how I ended up there. Honestly,
Just started going one day.
I guess.
Did you start on drums?
No, actually, I did bass for a bit. Maybe it was destined. I play bass now. But yeah,
your bassist at heart.
So yeah, I did drums, and I started picking it up relatively quickly.
So Make Believe Residency, I've seen you guys perform once. I didn't know a lot of the songs, but I believe you told me most of them were covers. Is that accurate? You guys have some original music that you're writing though?
We have a handful of original songs. We've only been playing one of the songs recently, because we still have some stuff to work out with the other ones, but we're probably going to start playing some of the the newer original songs that we've been working on soon.
Nice. So for the watcher listener out there in the internet thinking about coming to the festival next month, what are some of the bands or genres that they can expect to see you guys playing at the festival?
A lot of emo.
Yeah. Or alternative, and it kind of it really does make you think of that emo phase, or that alt phase that you had everyone's had that alt phase or emo phase in their life. So
you guys are the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 soundtrack.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But we have been before the original stuff, and even when the original stuff was brought up, we've been wanting to devil into psychedelic stuff, or other like different like types of music, just to see how much we can like expand like our like dynamic as a band and see like if we can hit all these different genres.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I know I don't want to necessarily give away spoilers, but you know, your first show or the first show that I saw you guys, you did quite a interesting, you know, audience participation activity. Is that part of the normal show for Make Believe Residency, or was that a one-time thing?
If we can fit it in, then
if you can fit it in.
It's we decide to like pull that out whenever we think is like the best like time, like crowd wise.
Yeah.
Like when we know we're gonna play like at a pretty like stacked up like venue, we usually pull that song out.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I will say, you know, watching you, I told you guys after that show, you know, you guys are performers, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that are musically talented that can go up there and shred or whatever, but they kind of look like they're bored and, you know, they're just doing their thing. But you guys really have that down. Like what would you say, you know, what portion of going out and playing to you is the music versus the crowd engagement and just kind of like putting on a show?
I'm sorry?
Like just, I guess, walk me through, you know, like when you get ready to go to a show, like what are you thinking about in your head? Like, are you thinking about, you know, hitting every note perfectly or like the music, or are you thinking about how are we going to get this crowd hyped, or, you know, how do we put on the best show, or all of the above?
I guess like I think about, you know, like making sure everybody has fun. So I would say like getting the crowd hyped.
Nice.
But also like sometimes I get tired and I'm like, okay, I need to lock in for like this section or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, it really is all of the above for me, but I think the most important one is definitely like hitting every note, or like making sure I'm like playing the song right, and doing like the artist justice when we're playing like covers and stuff.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, you know, you both mentioned having a background at school rock and whatnot. Obviously, with the internet resources and whatnot, like, you know, anybody can pick up an instrument and learn. There's nothing wrong with becoming self-taught. But like, what can you say going through a program like that did to maybe accelerate you or kind of help shape your path and like get you guys to forming your own band and being where you are now musically?
I think it really helped like at least like the performance aspect of, I guess, being in a band, for me at least. If something doesn't go like exactly to plan, then also like just working on the fly,
improvising.
Yeah.
How about you?
Sure. Just the whole like getting thrown like in front of a crowd aspect, it kind of makes you, especially with the School of Rock program, it really like, it almost like in a good way like forces you to like be like more confident like in front of people, like on a stage, like moving a lot and stuff, like especially like being a drummer too, because you're like at the end of the show you're like a puddle basically. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
awesome. So what advice would you give to any aspiring 8 to 12-year-old that comes out to the festival and sees you guys up there performing and is just like, whoa, I want to do that, or their parents?
If you have any hesitation, like, about doing music, just do it. Just do it. You don't really have a whole lot to lose.
Sure.
Even if you're starting out, you don't really have anything to lose.
yeah, because I second that, because I don't know, I just feel like anyone should just like pick up an instrument, especially like in modern times, like all kids are like on like devices or like video games and stuff, and I feel like instruments have always been like a way better like alternative to just scrolling like on like, I don't know, YouTube, or like just playing games all day, I think.
Right. Awesome. And then my last question to everybody is always, what can we as the greater Omaha community do to help support bands like Make Believe Residency, other teenagers getting out there trying to get their foot in the door, what would you ask the people watching this video at home?
Just go to shows, specifically ours. No, I'm kidding. But no, just go to local shows. Like, you go to shows, you support the bands,
and you have a good time.
Buy some
right?
merch.
You have a good town. Good town. Sorry. You have a good time, and then exactly.
Buy some merch. Yeah.
I mean, I think people probably underappreciate how much buying a T-shirt can do for a band like you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know like there's a lot of creative like people in the scene right now. A lot of people are making their merch like by hand.
Yeah.
Because I have a side project with my girlfriend, and we like made our own merch for our show. We're called Amphibophobia, and we made these little like clay frogs, and we like
nice.
coated them in like Mod Podge, and they turned out really nice. And we're planning on DIYing some shirts too, and we were helping Robert the other day DIY some like patches for MBR.
Oh, nice.
They turned out really nice, and I think we sold some at the show, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, some festival lore. You know, Georgia, your singer, she actually did the logo for us for the festival. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So,
That's so cool.
there is definitely a big Venn diagram overlap of the creative types in the music. So awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out and chatting with me a little bit today and letting everybody know about Make Believe Residency. Those of you out there in internet land, do the like, subscribe, share, all those things. And most importantly, come out and see Make Believe Residency along with the other 7 bands on May 17th at the Future of Rock Festival. Thanks, guys.
Of course.
It's a
Thank you
pleasure
so
to be
much.
here. Thank you.